Imagine two world-class grappling monsters colliding in the same arena. On one side is Kade Ruotolo, the Jiu-Jitsu wizard with lightning-fast submission attacks that are incredibly aggressive and completely unpredictable. On the other side is Uali Kurzhev, a Sambo legend with brutal judo throws, pinpoint precision, and an ice-cold demeanor. Two opposing styles, one mission, destroy each other. Who will be the first to submit? When we talk about the future of grappling, the name Kade Ruotolo is no longer just that of a promising prospect, it's an anomaly that is reshaping the sport itself. Born and raised on the mats under the guidance of Andre Galvao at Atos Jiu-Jitsu, Ruotolo developed a fighting style that breaks away from traditional conventions. If old-school jiu-jitsu was known for being slow, highly calculated, and often passive, Ruotolo is its complete opposite. He represents modern BJJ at its finest, prioritizing extreme speed, relentless aggression, and a level of creativity that often leaves his opponents confused on the mat. His greatest strength lies in his incredible ability to transition at lightning speed and his highly intuitive understanding of space and positioning. He doesn't wait for his opponents to make mistakes. He forces them into making mistakes through constant pressure.
He's got to be careful here. He's really good at defending his position. Mika spins out.
One of Ruotolo's secret weapons that rarely gets analyzed in depth is his modified version of the dart choke, often referred to as the Ruotolo choke. Unlike most fighters who need a well-established position to lock in a dart, Ruotolo can execute it from seemingly impossible angles, even when his body appears to be under pressure or caught in the middle of a scrambling transition. His extraordinary flexibility and almost unbelievable grip strength allow him to create a deadly finishing mechanism in an instant. This deadly technique was put on full display when Ruotolo faced Gabriel Sousa, a champion who had conquered some of the most prestigious jiu-jitsu tournaments in the world, including the IBJJF World Championship and the IBJJF European Open. Early on, Ruotolo had to work incredibly hard to gain the upper hand. He struggled to secure a takedown because of Sousa's exceptional defensive skills and outstanding ability to control the exchanges.
Wow! There's Ruotolo doing it again now. Huge blast.
But once the fight finally hit the ground, the threat of Ruotolo's dart choke became impossible to ignore, ultimately forcing Sousa to tap out.
So much time to work. We have over 20 minutes here. Big squeeze from Ruotolo, sprawling on top. There it is.
His greatest achievement, forever etched into the history books, came when he became the youngest ADCC World Champion ever at just 19 years old. What made it even more remarkable was that he submitted every single opponent on his way to the title, a level of absolute dominance never before seen at the highest level of the sport. Ruotolo doesn't fight to win on points. He fights to hunt for the finish. Inside the arena, he moves like flowing water, yet carries the destructive force of a flood, ready to overwhelm anyone who dares engage him on the ground. His scrambling style looks chaotic to his opponents but remains highly organized in his own mind, making him a terrifying nightmare and one of the hardest grapplers in the world to control on the mat.
Levi Jones there, he's got a little bit deeper. Ruotolo sitting through now as he put himself in danger.
In the opposite corner, we see a complete contrast in the form of Uali Kurzhev. If Ruotolo is a free-flowing artist, then Kurzhev is a mechanical wrecking machine built upon the militaristic traditions of Russian Sambo. Kurzhev is an elite product of the Russian sports system, an international master of sports in Sambo who has spent years dominating both the domestic and international competition scene.
Much more aggressive at this point, going in for a nice defensive fireman.
Kurzhev's greatness does not lie in the beauty or elegance of his movements, but in their brutal efficiency and overwhelming physical strength. His foundation is built on judo and combat sambo, giving him some of the most feared takedown techniques in the world. The moment Kurzhev gets a solid grip on his opponent's jacket or body, their center of gravity is already under his control. Kurzhev's most terrifying advantage, and one that often goes unnoticed in surface-level analysis, is the structure of his throws, which combine explosive hip power with exceptionally precise foot sweeps. He doesn't simply take his opponents down, he slams them onto the mat with a level of physical impact that drains both their stamina and their mental resolve.
Атака в партере. Очень опасная сдача.
Once the fight hits the ground, Kurzhev does not play guard like a traditional jiu-jitsu athlete. Instead, he immediately begins hunting for the legs. His specialty is Sambo-style leg locks and heel hooks, which operate with mechanics that differ slightly from those used in BJJ. He applies linear pressure directly through the knee joint, creating a devastating threat capable of damaging ligaments within seconds, often before an opponent even has time to tap out. Kurzhev's Sambo skills were also on full display at the Summer Universiade in Kazan, where he faced a Japanese fighter named Kade Ruotolo. The two men were competing for the Sambo World Championship title. What followed was a dominant performance from Kurzhev, as he controlled the match from start to finish, scoring 8 points while not allowing Ruotolo to score a single point.
Надо быть, японцы всегда остаются японцами.
То есть, ну вот что
His achievement as a 4-time Sambo World Champion is no accident. It is proof of his mental toughness and physical consistency at the highest level of competition. Kurzhev enters this matchup with one clear mission: to break Ruotolo's flexibility with absolute power and drag the American phenom into unfamiliar territory filled with pain. More than that, he aims to prove that the hard-nosed fighting traditions of Eastern Europe can still crush modern-day creativity. So can Kurzhev's combination of judo and sambo truly overcome Ruotolo's elite jiu-jitsu? Let's find out. When the match finally got underway, Kurzhev controlled the early stages of the contest. However, once the fight transitioned to the ground, Ruotolo managed to turn the tide. In fact, he came close to finishing several rear naked choke attempts throughout the match.
A little bit. I thought he was going to toss me through the wall. Nice little back take there by Kade Ruotolo. Cross face right there. He's applying the rear naked choke.
Sensation in his own right. Uali Kurzhev also has a twin brother.
The turning point came when Kurzhev attempted to stand up. Ruotolo stayed glued to him, maintaining control and threatening with a rear naked choke. However, Kurzhev managed to break free from the submission attempt.
On top position, but Kade threatens the triangle, goes on the pata, and Uali chooses to run away.
Shortly afterward, the fight returned to the ground. But what Kurzhev never saw coming was that he would eventually be forced to tap out after Ruotolo successfully locked in a straight ankle lock and finished the submission.
Good job of fighting the hands. First thing he has to do is fight those hands, but he got extended.
With that victory, Ruotolo was officially declared the winner, capturing the title and becoming the first ever one lightweight submission grappling world champion.